Good morning. Alan here with another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, my disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm just sharing my experience, strength, and hope with the hopes that maybe that someone that's suffering with the disease of addiction and alcoholism sees one of my videos and seeks help and knows that there's hope. As always, if a guy like me could get and stay sober on a daily basis, there's no reason why anybody that's watching this video can't do the same. So, with that being said, I'd like to start off the day with something that I definitely say every morning when I wake up. And someone told me it a long time ago. And so like daily affirmations are really a big help in building positive in, positive out, building self-esteem, self-worth. But the one thing that I always like to start my day off, first I get up and I say, thank you, God, for waking me up. And then I was like, today is a good day to have a good day. And whenever I go into the day with that kind of attitude, I usually always have a good day. And so with that being said, what I wanted to talk about today was the 24-hour-a-day concept. So they talk about it in the rooms. We do this one day at a time. And like, if you really think about it, like living your life one day at a time is a really neat concept. And so I don't have to worry about yesterday. I don't have to think about what's going to happen tomorrow. I could just be here, right now, and live today. Because we could do anything for one day, right? So like I could not drink and not drug for one day. It's not that hard. And if it is, right, and especially in the beginning, like you just got out of detox and how am I going to stay sober? Like maybe I do it 1 hour at a time. And I get involved with some meetings and I start to get a support group. And before you know it, like 1 hour becomes two and say, all right, in 2 hours from now, I'll think about going and getting high. But right now, I'm not going to do it. And then 2 hours goes by and say, all right, 2 more hours, like whatever it takes in the beginning, right? But then as time goes on, I tried to the best of my ability to live my life a day at a time. And someone told me also a long time ago, they said, that we get to choose when the 24 hours starts. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, let's say you're going through your day and it's not going very well. Well, you could stop, say a prayer, and start your day over. And that concept was like, wow, I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah, so I'll start my 24 hours over. I'm having a bad day. God, please help me. And I start over. And that has worked and helped me a great deal. And so the other thing is, like, I always lived my life in fear, right? And so if I was always afraid I wasn't going to get something, or afraid I was missing out on something, or I was just afraid of life, period. And so like, I can't live in the day if I'm thinking about tomorrow, or I'm in the guilt of things that I did and regrets that I had yesterday. So that doesn't mean that I don't like set goals and look forward to my future and some things that I want to do. That just means that I could do that and I could work toward that, but I work toward that living in the day. So like it's an amazing concept. And so one day at a time, 24 hours at a time, 2 hours at a time, 1 hour at a time, 15 minutes at a time, whatever you need to do to not drink and not drug. Because as time goes on, and if you stay willing and you continue to go through the process, then it gets easier to live in the day, and all of the life stuff that happens on a daily basis is easier to deal with if you just deal with it as it comes and not worrying about tomorrow or thinking about yesterday. And so like that is, especially when you're new in recovery and you're struggling, like reach out. The phone is the heaviest thing, right? I remember back in like the 80s and the 90s, they had these big square phones with the dial rotary. I'm dating myself. And like when I first started going to getting involved in fellowships and trying to get sober was in the early 90s. And I remember my sponsor telling me, you got to call me every day. And at that time, I didn't even have a phone in my house. And he was like, yeah, you go to the payphone on the corner and call me every day. You want to stay sober, then call me every day. And so that's what I would do. I would go to the payphone because I had willingness, right? And so he's the one that started to teach me about the concept of 24 hours a day. Like we just need to live in this moment right now, right here. Try it. Like just take a minute, take a breath, realize everything that's around you, and just be grateful for it. And like as I do that, and when I remember to do that, and like even when I'm in my van and I'm driving to work, and if I just stop and I just breathe and like just recognize everything that's around me and like the life that I have today, and it's amazing like how centered and how we could bring it back to like the now. And so like that's what I wanted to talk about. 24 hours a day, one day at a time. We stay sober one day at a time. I can't stay sober on yesterday's sobriety, and I don't have to worry about what the future holds. If I just do today what I did yesterday, I could stay sober today. So I hope I said something that helped somebody. If I did, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible. And as always, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And remember, today is a good day to have a good day. Thanks. See you tomorrow.